Hello there, this is Talmire, and this is going to be a playthrough of If My Heart Had Wings. Now it was an adventure getting this to run. It really was. So I had to install the game, then I had to install the patch, then I had to install the patch into the game, then I found out I have to change my system locale to Japan and then restart my computer, so I did that. Then I found out I didn't install the patch right, so I had to reinstall the game, and then I found out I didn't change my locale the right way, so I had to restart my computer again. But we're here now, and apparently there is no option to, hold on, how's the audio going? Audio looks fine to me right now. But there is no option to turn off, censored stuff, or not, there's no option to censor stuff, it looks like. And apparently there is also voice acting. I did not know that. I don't know if I should read it, or if I should just let... It's Japanese. I started it up just a little bit and it was in Japanese, so... So that was an adventure getting this to run. Let's start. Road bicycle racing is known as the toughest sport. I mean, I've never heard anyone say that, but okay. Among other things, the hill climb is hell too. Yes, going up hills on a bike is actually pretty awful. While putting strain on every muscle in your body, you have to continue pedaling without any brakes to climb a steep hill. Yeah, if you stop, you're done. At any time, I always think, I can't do this anymore, I'll make this race my last. Even though I think that every time, in the end, I still take part in the next race. I've endured severe trainings so that I don't put my feet down halfway through the climb. Why do I do that? Because once I finish the hill climb, my reward is waiting for me. Nothing compares to the feeling of cutting through the wind as I raced down the downhill section at blistering speeds. At that moment I feel an incredible rush, and then I realize that I have forgotten about everything. The pain of the hill climb, the strain on every muscle in my body, and the days of hard practice. It's not a matter of whether I win or lose the race, I just enjoy it, and that's why I continue to ride. And that's how it should have been. And I still didn't have much experience in my life at that time, and it was something beyond my imagination. Suddenly, without warning, something was taken from me. I could also say shut away or lost. However, to directly express the emotion I felt at that time, taken is the word that fits best. So there was one thing that I learned. Life isn't all about having fun. I learned a lesson in life. The thing I lost was everything. I let myself get depressed about it, but I should have thought about it a little more. If something could be taken from me so abruptly, then something could be given to me just as suddenly. The wind blew, a gentle but strong wind. It would not be unreasonable to call it an encounter. What this could be the start of, even now, there's still no way for me to know. Man, look at that 15 frames a second on that windmill. Look at it go. The windmill is turning at 15 frames a second. People are overwhelmed just because of the size of such enormous things. Yeah, windmills are absolutely gigantic. They're like everywhere around my town, and they're like huge. This unnatural silhouette serves a purpose, but to those who don't know what it is, it would appear to be something very bizarre. With so many lined up like this, it could be said to be even more overwhelming. But why is that? And the sight of the white windmills lined up on the green hills somehow seems so picturesque. Yeah, we have a bunch of them lined up on the hills around here. This is amazing to think that something like this could be made. At the very least, 5 years ago, there was nothing here, just a wide open space. And I heard they were going to build a large-scale renewable energy research facility. A cell phone in my pocket vibrated to tell me I had received a text. It's from An-chan. Did you arrive here already? Sorry, I couldn't come to meet you. My name is written using a Chinese character read as Aoi. It's a difficult character and is also often mistaken for Midori. Incidentally, whether it is Aoi or Midori, it is often mistaken for a girl's name, which causes a few problems. I'll quickly write a reply. I hardly ever text, so I find the key touch awkward to use. Got here a little too early, so I'm just going for a stroll. The windmills are amazing. Okay, send. The reply came quickly. They're great, aren't they? It's the new famous spot of Kazagawa. If you have any problems, contact me anytime. An-chan. Thank you, An-chan. As I sent the text, I sat down in the grass. This place is on the hillside, so from there I was able to gaze at the lake and the town that stretches across the opposite bank. The rapid redevelopment of the town of Kazagawa meant that the remnants of the old buildings from the Showa era are intermingled with the modern architecture. The view expresses both the past and the future at the same time. Hold on a second. Oh, I had something in my throat. Something white skimmed across my field of vision in 15 frames a second. For a moment it looked like one of the windmill blades had come flying off, but there's no way that could happen. Is it a paper airplane? Got up and headed down the slope to look for it. A paper airplane. Why is this music so epic? Like nothing's happening. The paper airplane gliding gently eventually lost its momentum and descended. Gotcha. Ran ahead of it, did a small jump and caught it midair. Where'd this come flying from? Judging from the direction, it had come from the top of the hill. At a time and a place like this, could there be someone else here beside me? I took the paper airplane with me as I climbed up the slope, just as I was about to be able to see the top. A sudden gust of strong wind blew the paper airplane out of my hand. But wait. I chased after the paper airplane and ran up the slope. The airplane flew up the slope. If the wind is blowing that way, then how did the plane even make it down the slope in the first place? Then, just as I finally caught it... And this is as far as I got before I figured out that I put the patch in wrong. There was something on top of the hill. Oh, someone, not something. It was a girl sitting in a wheelchair. Looking fleetingly into the distant sky, a breeze blew her hair and she combed it back with her fingers. Against the background of the blue sky and windmills that spread across my view, the girl's black hair and white blouse looked incredible. It was as if I was looking at a completed work of art. The girl noticed me. At first I thought I should make an excuse for why I was there. It was like I had stepped into her world without permission, and I started to feel guilty. She's not saying anything. Some guy had just suddenly appeared, so perhaps she's being cautious. To show her the reason why I had come here, I held out the paper airplane. Did you throw this? What are these noises? The moment she saw it, her facial expression stiffened. I hope the audio is alright. If the audio is bad, tell me to raise it. And also tell me if you want me to, like, I can turn off the voice act. Okay. Hold on. Can I turn off the voice acting? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, there's voice. So if you want me to just turn it off and just me read everything, I can do that. Or if you want me to just let them talk, like I did in Book of Shadows, and you can do that too. Well, I can do that. The moment she saw it, her facial expression stiffened. She looks like she's about to cry. Suddenly tears appeared in those delicate eyes. What? The tears that had welled up in the corners of her eyes came running straight down. As I watched, great big tears came rolling down her cheeks. Hey. Without thinking, I walked up beside her. What's wrong? Do you hurt somewhere? As she shook her head, she touched the hand that I had unconsciously held out as if she were clinging to it. Her hand was small and trembling. She gently squeezed my hand. It's okay now. I didn't even know what the situation was. However, as I answered, I squeezed her hand back. What? Ouch. Before I knew it, there was something like a chicken standing at my feet, and all of a sudden it started pecking me. Is that the sound? Well, that looks like a duck. That looks like a duck, and they don't make that kind of sound. That sounds like some, like, guy going wah, 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 wah. Ah, that hurts. What is this thing? Hato. Hat, as it was called, calmed down at her command. Yeah, that is a duck noise, alright. Is it a duck? The yellow beak and white feathers, it was a duck that looked like a chicken. For some reason, it was wearing a hat. So this is how surprising it is to be suddenly attacked by an animal. However, thanks to that, it looked like she had stopped crying. Is a towel okay? I don't carry a handkerchief around with me. You carry a towel with you, though? Who carries a towel with them? Oh, okay. As I said that, without waiting for her to reply, I took a hand towel out of... Oh, a hand towel. I thought he meant like a beach towel. Of course, it had been washed, so it was clean. Why were you crying if it hurt somewhere? As she answered, she pointed to one of the wheels of her wheelchair. It had lost its air and had collapsed. Oh, you got a flat tire?
What
a terrible situation. Just a mere flat tire for her is like having her legs taken away. Don't you have a cell phone? No, she answered dismayed. So you threw a paper airplane instead of just yelling, "Hey, come help me." That way... SOS? Oh, this? I opened up the paper airplane that I still had in my hand. I'm in trouble, someone help me, I'm on Windmill Hill. So when someone arrived carrying the paper airplane, she felt relieved and started to cry. She was fine now, but until just now she was shaking. It must have been how scared she was. Hold on a moment. The bag of my feet rustled as I rummaged around inside it. When she saw the tools that I had taken out, she seemed confused. Would it be okay for you to get out for a moment? I'm gonna fix it. You can't go anywhere if you have a flat tire, can you? Of course, getting out of the wheelchair is not easy for her. What should I do? From the methods I'd see on TV, the care workers do it by embracing them from the front. Both looked as though we'd imagined that situation and froze. Excuse me for a moment. As I put my arms around her sides to her back, I suddenly lifted her up. Oh, she's so light. Because she was much lighter than I expected, there was a bit too much momentum. Up. Before she could grasp the situation, I put her down the soft grass. What are these noises? I'll have it fixed soon, so hold on a moment. Ah yes, generic brown-haired protagonist. They're made in the same way as bicycle tires. I immediately started on the repairs. She's behind me, so I can't see her expression, but I had a feeling I was being stared at with contempt. As I was quietly working, the duck was waddling around me and pecking at the soil. Is Duck your pet? Housemates? Quah. Do ducks recognize their own names? When he's called, he responds by turning around. Yeah, he's pretty smart. As I looked at the duck, I saw her legs laid out on the grass in my field of vision. So she can't move them? There are a number of reasons why people need to use a wheelchair, but it looked like she had been wheelchair-bound for a while. When I picked her up just now, her body stiffened up with surprise, but there was no strength at all in her legs. The duck returned from his little excursion. While walking around her, he would occasionally try to jump onto her lap. She said as she made him get down again. As I watched this exchange from the corner of my eye, I fixed the flat tire. That's not really the case, though. Sometimes carry them with me. Oh, you can actually feel it? As she said that, she made a little sound as she stretched. Yeah, she's making those noises a lot. Yeah, it is. It's weird, like, having them talk in Japanese and then I respond in, like, English. The wind blows through here. 5 years ago, there were no windmills, though. I just come back to this town. She directed her gaze at something far away. This music is still so epic. Yeah. She suddenly looked down and seemed lonely and strangely sad. There was an awkward silence as I continued working. The duck twisted its neck to look up at the sky. She was tempted to look up too. What? I don't see anything. What's that? Is something gonna fly by in 15 frames a second? There's something floating in the air. It was crossing the lake and gradually getting closer. That looked like it might have been like 20 frames a second. At first I thought it was a paper airplane that she had thrown coming back to us. But it wasn't. Crossed the lake and eventually reached the air above the small hill where we are. Is it like an RC glider? An airplane. It's not paper, it's a real plane. What is this? A silhouette is much thinner than any plane I know, and the wings are really big. Yeah, my grandpa flies those. A glider? What is this? What is this picture? I repeated the name as if to confirm it, and then looked to the sky once more. What is this? What is going on? With its big white wings and wide silhouette, it reminded me somewhat of a seagull. Okay, I think the picture glitched out. The glider is continuing to turn leisurely above our heads. It's flying ever so slowly. As it proceeded slowly across the blue sky, it seemed to be floating rather than flying. It looks like it would feel nice. The turning glider looked as if it had given up on rising and came down towards the top of our hill. I mean, it's not like it was coming down to land. It was just reducing its altitude. Why don't we try waving? They might notice. Oh, there's actually someone flying it. I thought it was like a little RC one. She earnestly stretched out her hand and waved towards the white aircraft floating in the sky. Oh, now you can yell for help. Okay, that was a very quick cutscene. Now I don't know if the pilot noticed us or not. However, the wings reflected a gleaming light, and it really did look as if it was answering us from calling out to it. And the glider turned its back to us and flew away, back to the other side of the lake where it had come from. She mumbled sadly as she lowered her hand. Extend the little wings. Okay, thanks. I fixed flat tire and went with her into the town. This is the residential area on the opposite bank of the lake to Windmill Hill, where we were just now. I'll take you back to your home. And it seemed like she was going to say but before she stopped talking. For a girl with a walking disability, just because she was shown a little kindness, she can't just bring some guy she hardly knows back to her house. Yeah, don't mention it. If your tire ever goes flat again, call me anytime. I only said it as a joke, but she blushed and looked down nervously. If you're thanking me, you already did that just now. And me too, and I saw something unusual too. The glider that we had just seen was now flying in the air above the hills where we were just now. She murmured quietly and giggled. Coupled with her cute and dainty appearance was her lovely smile and the Steam trading card. Oh, I like this. I like this chap portrait pose. Well, then I'd better get going. Oh, why did I read that? Oh, well. Okay, take care. The wheels squeaked as she pushed the wheelchair along with her hands down an empty street. Behind her, the duck wearing a hat waddled along behind her. Hey. She stopped her hands and turned to face me. See you again. She looked troubled and embarrassed, then left without saying anything. She sure was cute. Where is she from? Her appearance was quite graceful, as if she were the daughter of a rich family. A little lady with a duck, it was an odd combination, but they seemed strangely familiar with each other. Okay, I'd better go. Now I'm going to the dormitory called Flying Fish Manor. Due to certain circumstances, that place will be my new home. While walking along the gently sloping hill, I look up at the clouds moving above. Floating so freely like that, they reminded me of the glider. That distinctive silhouette had left a mysterious impression on me. Okay, well, you know what? That's enough for the first part. I'm not gonna make a very long part here because like I said, I want you guys to like tell me whether or not what you want me to do with like the voice acting and stuff, and if the audio is good. So I'm not gonna make this too long. Anyway, so yeah, comment, tell me what you want me to do with the voice acting. And okay, hold on, where is the effect thing? In-game effects executes things. Okay, we're gonna put it on normal because some of those cutscenes, like, they appeared and left in like a millisecond, so I'm just gonna set it to like that. And I think that's the only thing I would really want to change so far. So, alright, so, oh my goodness, there's so many characters. Other woman. Oh, these are just the background characters. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and goodbye. How do I save? Back, okay. How do I say? Okay, save. Alright, thank you for watching, and goodbye for like the 5th time.